I can tell you've been out in that sun though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hello, hello, everybody. Sorry for a little bit of a delay. And busy day running around trying to get things straightened out, and so we were going to get a little bit of an earlier start today. Um, I Give me 1 second, everybody, while I go over and try to get get our live stream up and running. Let's see. That's weird. What's it doing that? Back up, back up. But Chris, how are we doing today?
What's going on, Marcus? Everybody in the room, what's up? I see you guys. Um, yeah, not much, man. It's a 3 day weekend. I had a relatively easy week this week, so I'm glad for that. And that's about it. Just ready here to cover some of these stories, and whatever else may come up in the chat. We're versatile like that. We move in and out.
Yeah, I figure since it is the holiday weekend, I mean, I guess we can go on ahead and at least talk a little bit about this Fourth of July. I read a tweet and it was saying, why is anybody even out there? Good gracious, why is anybody even celebrating the Fourth of July? And it's like, are we really celebrating it though? I mean, or is it just a day off for most people?
Well,
Curious to everybody, to you and to the chat. Put this question out there. What does the Fourth of July mean to you guys? But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I mean, it just means it's okay to blow shit up, right? Like it's okay to go buy a bunch of explosives and go set it on fire and look what it does. I'm okay with that. Depending on where you are in the country, you don't get to do that often. So that's a fun thing to do. I don't think it has any deeper meaning than that for most of us. You know, And I only like it because look, we get a 3 day weekend. That's about it.
Well, this one do we always get a 3 day weekend? I'm trying to remember.
But Monday is the fourth.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but typically, do we always get it? Get
Yeah,
3.
because it's always recognized on either the Friday or Monday, I believe, one or two.
Hmm. Sounds remember. But let me. Oh, let's see. While I hop back over here to the chat and see. Fireworks hurt birds. Yes, they do often hurt birds. I see, a lot of our friends and
Dogs get
then
scared too.
dogs especially get really scared. Yeah, I'm saying just bear with me, everybody. Just trying to make sure to get this rock fin
Oh,
going.
Bulla, it's been like that in Brooklyn for a long time. They love the fourth in Brooklyn because, like he said, you have to guess whether that was actually fireworks or a gunshot.
But honestly, where I grew up, it was the same. It was the same thing. It
But
really
probably where
was.
you grew up, they were allowed to shoot, right?
Uh, yeah, not really. Um, they're allowed to shoot when you get to the outskirts of town more, or when you
Okay.
get to more of the rural areas, but not in the in the actual city. You're not supposed to be doing that. But that doesn't stop most people. I mean, it definitely didn't stop most of the people who I grew up around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry everybody. I'm just trying to give it a little bit longer, waiting on it to wake up and let us go live. But I guess in the meantime, I'll go on ahead and get the. Oh, well, that's right. I was trying to recognize some of our friends out there. I see Shadow Band is out there. What's up, Shadow? I see Kelly. Um, I see Tina is out there. See who
Tina,
else?
Dale, Doom and Gloom.
Warren. Hey, Doom and Gloom. And what's up, Jack Sith?
Jack, what's
Um,
up, man? Shadow, Warren, Tina.
look at this. Look at this right here. Marcus be disrespecting Easter time. I'm not disrespecting Eastern time. I just
The
gotta
signs in the
recognize
house.
it by the direction, and especially I'm on the Pacific time right now, so it only makes sense to go. What is it? What time is it? Shit, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. You know, kind of getting going all the way across. And plus, I grew up in the Midwest, so more than likely, I'm always going to give the Midwest a little bit more, you know, more love.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes in chronological order, so you got to follow some kind of order, right? Mm-hmm. What's up, Signs? I see Signs is in here also. Wait a minute, somebody said Dale. Is Dale in here too? Hey, yeah, Dale. Warren says old white guy sitting in their underwears because of no AC gets scared too. Well, hopefully we can send you guys a support animal and work that out. Let's see. Back up, man. Rockfin is not wanting to cooperate. Let's do this. Let's do this. Edit time. Edit to right now. Oh shit. That's right. My watch is dead right now.
8:56, kid.
8:56. Okay, cool.
Or
so, yeah.
What time is that? 6:56 on your side, right?
Yeah, 6:56.
Or is it 5:56 rather?
5:56 would be the correct time. And I appreciate you guys for all bearing with us while we deal with these brief technical difficulties.
So, Marcus, they popping off a bunch of fireworks by you already?
Dude, they pop off every day out here. These people, it's like every day is the 4th. Any day that they could find, I mean, to pop some damn fireworks, that's what they're doing out here. I mean, these people fucking love some fireworks. It's their level of dedication is rather admirable, I'd say. Pretty fucking annoying, but and I think honestly, maybe the cops have kind of like tamped it down somewhat. Mm-hmm. There we go. It's letting me go now. All right, there we go. And back out of this, back out of that. I see the live over there. I'm telling you, we need a tech person.
Shit, sorry. Let me turn this.
Let's see. So, let me go on ahead and get the show intro started. You should have saw what LAPD said. LAPD was like, "Yo, so this year, hopefully you guys don't make it so we accidentally so we have to come out there and accidentally blow up another neighborhood again." All right, cool. It looks like it says live.
Yo, that's that's pretty bad. Cause wait, didn't one of their storage places blew up last year, right?
Well, they were collecting a bunch of fireworks and almost blew up part of the fucking neighborhood. And I see a lady Alex is over here on the Rock Fin. She says, "Good evening. I love the American holidays." Well, I don't celebrate any of the American holidays. I mean, to a point where it actually pisses off a lot of people, even in my family, because I don't celebrate birthdays either. I don't celebrate like Mother's Day, Father's Day, so I get some heat on some of these holidays. Mm-hmm. Lady Alex says, "I say fuck you if you celebrate, as this means you accept this murderous nation's BS myths." I agree, 100%. I agree.
All right, what's up, Lady Alex?
Yes, I see. What is it? Did somebody say Jay is in here also? What's up? Jay is in the building. He said fireworks here right now too. Plus, it is a little bit later for you guys over on the East Coast.
It's 9 o'clock right now.
9 o'clock right now. Well, yeah, it over here it is still a little evening. They haven't really gotten into their party festivities quite yet. But let's go ahead and kick this intro and get going.
Really get down to understanding this political matrix.
Out there, the stunt double. He walked out. He's got an oximeter on his back. I'm like, you gotta keep this other. Marcus said on his other show. He was like, American politics is simply pro wrestling.
He became afraid of everyone because people were reporting on each other.
We're living out Minority Report too as well. And you know why? You know why we know that, Bob? Because we've been reporting on it. Yeah, I know.
All the black people in this country be willing to take a reservation.
That's what the Nation of Islam was asking for.
Put a couple of clips together.
It's crazy to see how much Martin Luther King really began to look like, damn, man, Malcolm was fucking right.
I mean, what is the elite's end game?
There's this assumption that as a black commentator or black journalist that you're not informed.
Relationships, that's a skill we have to learn. It's even more kind of mind-blowing because we're supposed to be the multicultural space.
Trying to drum up money to keep the war machine going so they can keep the donors happy.
Yeah. Do the Chinese own part of that?
Began a long time ago. Ukraine has had a neo-Nazi problem for decades.
Proof of sanction, am I right?
I don't know if Domcopters will do it, but something's got to be able to save the world.
From the private industry here.
Like I say, people come on here, they can say stuff they don't normally say on their own shows, which is fine.
Oh, it's McDonald's. Whoop-de-doo.
Ooh.
And their cholesterol is going to go down. Yeah, good.
Look, we only exist because.
Oh man, getting buffering issues. What?
Because we have the biggest military, kid.
And silencing a person like Julian Assange. Because it affects everybody. And today, last week, believe you me, because they know who you are. They watch. They got people that's going out there. They don't want you guys having the conversations that you're having on this show. Mm-hmm. So it affects the political matrix today.
Wow, I guess they are playing with the internet today, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just all me. My signal got bad or something, or maybe it goes into that net where people are talking about all those different net policies that were going on are actually starting to affect us now.
Mine did too.
But I see ICU is out there too. Glad to see ICU. Let's see. I saw what was it? Dale said something hilarious here. Let me put it on the screen. Dale says, we have to bring down the establishment so Marcus can have a holiday to celebrate. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. That will give me some celebration there. Dale, my man. So as you guys know, this is a holiday show somewhat.
I see you, Steve Torres. What's up?
Steve is in the building too. What's up, Mr. Torres? Choosey's popped in here. Domcopters have to save the world. Yes, Jack, that is going to be your catchphrase from now on. Let's see. So let's let there be peace on earth. The answer is blowing in my name, but stay away from my armpits. Wow, okay. Guillotine Day. I like that. Guillotine Day. Yes. So today's show, we got a couple of interesting topics. I don't know if you guys saw this earlier this week, but I decided that we definitely got to talk about Uganda. And I mean, somebody brought up once, they talked about, the different gold reserves and that they knew how much gold was in the whole entire earth. Well, apparently they don't, because a large amount of gold has just been found in Uganda. Now, we'll get into that and the possible implications and things that can foster from that. So but yes, Jay says, baby mamas, LOL. Yes, we got to talk about this viral clip. It's been going around everywhere about this baby mama and a McDonald's. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun with that topic. Yeah. And then we got some new information, some actual real news on New York gun laws. And so Chris is gonna give us the info on that. Yes, the McDonald's chick. Yeah, we got to talk about that. Free Thinker 59 is in the building. What's up, Free Thinker? And then what other topic did I have?
Oh, Yipper, it's neither. Marcus doesn't have any kids, and I don't have beef with any of the mother of my children. No, people I don't have children with, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. My comments yet, because I mean, when I was seeing it, all right. Let's go on to. Let's start off with. This is kind of a story which we all kind of knew was happening or going to come eventually, but I don't think no one expected for it to go the way it did. R. Kelly.
Oh yeah, man. They sent the king of R&B to prison. He's not coming out, and he has other cases too. So he'll just be on the road, all right. It just won't be in the way that he would like to be on the road. But
yeah, so
I just wonder when he'll start. The thing is, when does he even start? Because the other courts are busy. They're thirsty to get their hands on him too. So I mean, I haven't looked into it that deep enough to say when, but I mean, that guy's never he's never getting out.
Yeah, I figured I will bring this up real quick. I figured, yes, the chocolate factory is closed. Is
really
Wesley
is.
in here too? Hey, Wesley, glad to see you here.
You know what? We just got to rebrand the music and because
I'm still going to be listening to some.
He's got a shit ton of music. Oh, Bulla, that's disgusting.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. Scroll down. All right.
You know what's funny is, I was gonna say, there's a lot of people whose songs you would also have to stop listening to if you're going to completely cancel R. Kelly. It's a lot of songs that he wrote that you don't even know, but whenever you do know, don't you have a responsibility to stop listening to those too? I'm just wondering.
Well, what about other artists just in general who have issues? I mean, anything that has Roman Polanski's name on it. What about that stuff? What about Jerry Lee Lewis? What about Elvis Presley?
I mean, that stuff doesn't really pertain to our generation, though,
Yeah, and Alex over here says another birthday Julian spends in his jail. 51st is tomorrow. Ugh. So here in New Mexico, there are fires burning and drought, but yet they must use fireworks. Yes, for those especially on the West Coast, good point Alex brought up. Be careful. I mean, we do have a really dry season that we've been going through, and so let's try to be a little bit conscious of possible wildfires. And I wanted to put a heads up to anybody who is on Rockfin or anybody who goes back and forth between Rockfin to YouTube, or or for those who are even watching on Periscope through Twitter. I will be putting priority towards anybody who is watching on Rockfin and trying to read as many comments as possible. Might take me a moment to get to it because I'm watching. I'm gonna pee on you, I'm gonna piss on you. Remember R. Kelly's doo-doo butter?
Oh my God.
Yes, I remember that. So I'm gonna be making sure to double check over there and giving priority definitely to those who are watching on Rockfin as you guys help us build. We are already right now, I think we just reached 194. So we're at 194 subscribers so far on Rockfin. while we kind of stay stuck in the mud here on YouTube. And I thank all of our loyal viewers who do stick with us and always come and check out our content, or even if you're just swinging by for a moment to show some love, we do appreciate all you guys and don't want you guys to feel like we do not value you because we're talking about rock band and stuff. But glad to see that growing on that side. But yeah, I didn't realize that was on there.
The indictment regarding R. Kelly or his sentencing, everyone should be indicted on that, right? Because it's a lot of steps to get through.
Well, here I'm gonna play this, and then I want to bring up what is it, Boyce Watkins's comments. Here we go.
Okay.
America's beverage companies are working together to deliver more great tasting options with less sugar.
Yeah, mute that bullshit. I don't want to hear your fucking commercial. All right, and that's good.
This just into CNN, disgraced singer R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. He was convicted of 9.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't realize the clip was from CNN, but apologies.
Counts, including racketeering and sex trafficking charges.
CNN's Gene Casares joins us from outside the courthouse. Get us up to date. What'd you hear?
Well, first of all, the sentencing guidelines allowed to be sentenced up to life in prison. So this is 30 years, and R. Kelly is 55 years old right now.
Oh, so she wanted to make sure to let you guys know he's getting off lucky, basically, by saying he could have gotten life. Just wanted to put that out there.
Right now, there were 7 victims that stood up in court and gave victim impact statements today. They were all very emotional. They were allowed to direct some of their talking to R. Kelly in general. There was one victim that said, "I was sexually exploited 23 years ago. And as the years went on, I kept wondering why."
Jeez, come on.
Is nothing happening here? And then she turned to R. Kelly and she said, "Now you're going to understand what it's like to not have your freedom." Another victim said that she truly hopes that all can move on from this, and she prays to God that people can heal. Another victim stood up with her father at the podium, and she said, "My father was sexually abused when he was young, and he didn't sexually abuse me." Now, that was in response to the mitigating factors that the defense actually put on. There are documents that have been unsealed in the last few days related to the sexual abuse that R. Kelly had when he was beginning to be 6 years old. It's alleged in those documents that family members, others, family friends started sexually assaulting and abusing him from 6 onward. One relative even began to take pictures of him. And the defense used this to try to mitigate a lifetime sentence for R. Kelly, saying this in part is what caused him to be who he was, and that a forensic psychiatrist determined he was not a pedophile, but it was just a result of the abuse. But in sum, he was convicted of 9 counts here, very serious felonies: sexual exploitation of a child, bribery, and sex trafficking across state lines, forced labor. Back to you.
Back to you. Thank you. Back to me.
You said forced labor. I mean, I didn't pay attention to the trial.
My thing is,
but he's deeply. Look, I knew he was abused. I didn't know it was to the extent to which the report just said.
Yeah,
that even makes it makes it even easier to understand. Again, understanding and accepting are 2 different things. Please don't get it twisted.
Interesting. It said, were there this many details in the Maxwell case? No, not at all.
Oh yeah, of course not. No. But hearing that makes it helps you to further understand how and why he behaved in the manner in which he did. He was damaged from the start.
I mean, I guess I'm having a little bit of trouble finding his exact tweet, but well, because my internet's doing some weird shit today. So apologies for that. Actually, now it's speeding back up. Let's see if I can find it. Boyce Watkins, R. Kelly, because he basically, in a sense, said, "You gotta remember, a lot of these people." Let me not paraphrase it. Let me try to see if I can find it, because for those of us who I know, like a lot of people who I grew up with, we all kind of was like, he kind of doing some shady shit here, but you know, it's been going on for so long and everybody knew it. It wasn't like it was some kind of secret. And so we all just kind of like, hey, I guess it is what it is. Maybe that's just a celebrity thing. So
Look,
here's
if you're 15 or 16 or 17 and a grown man is on stage and he's telling you, like, hey, why don't you come up to my room after? Again, you know what that man wants.
Exactly.
You know what that man wants. You know he doesn't want to go upstairs and talk to you about your fucking college paper, or
yeah, he ain't coming to play Parcheesi.
Or whether or not you liked high school or anything like that. Those girls know it. They know the content of the songs he's singing. They're fully aware. Again, it's not an excuse. It's just to say, there's a lot of things to tackle within this story.
While you're mentioning that, Science, I mean not Science, but Sai, think about it, man. I'm not trying to say that this is okay. I'm not trying to say this wrong. I'm just putting out a fact here. How many girls roughly at that age, 15, 16, that were very sexually active? I can tell you, I knew a good number who were pregnant by that time, 15, 16. To act like
girls used to brag about, like, oh, like, we would try to talk to the girls in the hood. Oh, my boyfriend got a car. My boyfriend in college,
yeah,
stuff like that.
And I think about how many guys I knew in the military who, man, they used to tell them, especially if you were going to Virginia, you better card these women. I mean, because you don't know how old they are, and they will tell you whatever the hell they want to if they're interested in you. So I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm just trying to say that, or maybe I don't know if this is an excuse. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying I knew that there were a lot of girls at that age who were not completely ignorant to what a grown man wanted from them. So
exactly. And again, I might be a little ignorant on it because I didn't pay attention to every little detail or everything that each victim said. However, I don't know if they were trapped there. I'm not trying to make a reference to his trapped in the closet.
That was some of what was said, that once they got under his spell, in a sense, being the Pied Piper, he cast spells, that he controlled these young girls and kind of treated them almost like prisoners. And I'm wondering if that's the case that's going on. Why are your parents not getting the police involved at an earlier age? Why are they not beating down his door and taking you out, and he's not being on the news 20 years ago? Or at this point, shit.
How do you feel comfortable?
30 years ago.
How do you feel comfortable as a girl, 15 or 16, like sneaking into a concert? I mean, not sneaking into a concert, but like leaving a concert and going to the guy's hotel room. I mean, your parents should be expecting you home or something, right? Like, I mean, I don't know.
That alludes to Dr. Boyce Watkins' comment on June 29th. He says, when they sentence R. Kelly, they should also sentence the parents of the victims who knew their daughters were chasing a man just because he was a rich and famous singer. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that comment, but I mean,
what was it? What's her name? Sparkle, right? The singer Sparkle. I think she said in the show, like, she knew that he was that he liked them younger and that how he was. She
Mm-hmm.
brought her niece to him at like 12 or 13 years old. It's fucking nuts. And
Yeah,
then you turn around and say like, "Oh, he did something to my niece." Well, you served it. You served the man his meal on the platter. You thought he wasn't going to eat. I don't understand.
I'm trying to understand why did it take this long for all of this to happen? That's more what I question. I'm not questioning if he used his fame and celebrity and wealth and even looks too. Some of these 15, 16-year-olds probably was like, oh, he's so sexy. But you're not an adult at that point. They're not adults. But my issue is what was going on with the parents. I get it if it happens one time, but I don't get how this was able to turn into this reoccurring abuse of them at his house and living with him for years and going through. I'm trying to understand all that part. That's
greed. Greed is another part of this situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people were asking him to hire them as road managers and things like that so they could get paid decent amount. You know, they were naming their own salary to be his quote unquote road manager. They were talking about they had other younger, children to bring to him so that he could help mold them into, celebrities, stars, singers, what have you. This is the entire lot of it, from minus the victims, but everybody with the exception of the victims, they're all nasty, including him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
He should have controlled themselves, because you know what? Quite honestly, there was plenty of women 21 and up who would have been willing to do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
That's a good point too. Doom and Gloom says a lot of those girls may have come from fucked up situations too.
Probably most of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that some of those girls were almost sent like sacrificial lambs from their parents, because I have heard of what was it, that CNN producer where he had that. Do you know about that story, Chris?
Mm-mm.
Well, those can help me with the details. But there was a CNN producer who was like writing to these women and telling them to sing your daughter
to him,
and shoot these pictures and do all kind of different shit. And I'm like,
and they were participating.
They were participating until he finally got in trouble for it.
So, and then you tried to cry like, you try to cry like a victim, but you're really a volunteer. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of, I mean, and it even goes into not just on the case of women, which I don't want for us to get too far away from the subject, but I just wanted to bring this up because if he hops in here, let me know so I can make sure to give him credit for it. I didn't know really how to bring it up last month, and I didn't want to bring it up at the time because it's so a touchy subject. But anybody out there know what NAMBLA is?
Oh,
I see Baba out there. Hey, Baba, good to see you. Anybody know what NAMBLA is?
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the leaders of the LGBT movement years back was a part of NAMBLA. And at this point, NAMBLA was a part of the LGBTQ community. Now it's kind of gotten shunned as it should be. But yeah, I'll give the chat a little bit more because I like to see if you guys are aware of this so far or not.
National Association of
Don't tell them yet. And don't be Googling this.
I tell you, National Association of Nasty Shit.
Oh my goodness. Kelly, that can't be real. That can't be real. Kelly said, yes, South Park had an hilarious episode.
Yeah, they did.
On NAMBLA. Yes, Warren, it is some gross shit. Look at what Science just put up here. The North American Marlon Brando look-alike. I wish that's what it was. I wish exactly. That's what it actually is. Yeah. So for those who don't know, it was go on ahead, Chris. Go on ahead and say it out. The whole thing.
it's National Association for Boy Man Love or whatever that shit is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, man, boy, love. Basically, you know, these dudes just want to. Their whole perspective is that it's okay for an adult to be attracted to a child, and should the adult try to pursue a relationship with said child, he shouldn't be critiqued, and the law should not, go after them for that. And they try to lower the age of consent. There, clearly something's wrong with you. I'm
NAMLA
my
is
age.
advocating for reducing the age of sexual consent in many states. Yes, they've done it. They've been trying to push for it, as in more the heterosexual, because they know that it's easier. This sounds even gross for me even saying this out like this, but that it's easier if they can get men who are attracted to underage girls first to do it, and then they can push the agenda of trying to push for the man boy. Doom is correct. Wasn't there a movie about NAMBLA? Yes, there is actual documentary out about it. And I think this documentary, which came out about him, kind of really was kind of one of the major dampeners of that movement. And they say put sunlight on something, and I think that's what actually did a lot of damage to their whole push. But don't think that they're not still out there trying. There are still members of NAMBLA who are out there.
Of course.
Vouch for president. Yeah, that's straight from South Park. They're suing the other NAMBLA for naming rights. And I did notice Jimmy's comment out there about the about on the ships, which I hate to say it this way, but I was actually nervous when the first woman came on our ship, because my ship was an all-male ship. And
yeah, because dudes act like wolves in that situation.
Well,
so that's dangerous.
Yes,
dangerous
and no.
spot for the female to be in, quite honestly, because
it splits two ways. Yeah, it is a degree of the men out there acting like wolves, and there's a degree of some women out there who use the perception of men being predators to take advantage of opportunities. I've known of a chief who got his whole career destroyed just because of this girl didn't want to do work and she was slacking off. And I mean, this isn't me, oh, well, you're just taking the side of him. No, I was on the side of everybody thinking that this guy was wrong or guilty, until I heard the two girls laughing about it together, talking about how they set this man up and destroyed his career. And now his wife is divorcing him and all kind of shit like that. And so I do want to believe women, but also we got to remember sometimes men and women, people lie in general. And sometimes that could be what's going on. So, we should always try to vet through all the facts on damn near everything, because everything is not always as it seems.
And sticking with you're gonna
no, go ahead.
No, but I just wanted to reference some of the references to Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah,
I mean, it just shows you, even though she was sentenced and she's in prison for all we know, right?
Yep.
People are like, oh, they didn't release the list, they don't have that many details, etc., etc. Perfect example.
I will check that out. Oh, Gays Against Groomers. It's really great work. Yeah, I will definitely check that out. Says it's also not gay if they haven't gone into puberty yet. See fundamentalist Mormons on how the Mormons acquire the Boy Scout. Oh my God, I didn't realize that. I guess you guys all send me the info on this, and I guess we're gonna probably have to do a bigger story on this, because I guess this is some depths of stuff getting even deeper than I even realized. Glory Jones is in the building. So glad to see Glory, and big shout outs and a lot of love to Glory. All the great work she's always out there doing. I hate that there's no Farce of July this year to see my homegirl Glory.
Do we have someone in the chat that we don't know? Who's Mr. Frog Wilson?
Yeah, we don't have to acknowledge that, but
okay. I just
I just let that go. I mean, especially if I see anybody who's trying to go back and forth, and if they get to the point where they start really going back and forth, and then we'll deal with it. But
yeah,
and I'm pretty sure Doom and Gloom, they'll be once she sees that, she will promptly deal with that individual. So, and if they do continue to, oh goodness, Uncle Willie and the Shakers. All right, people out there, let's all be adults and calm it down. All right. But,
Glory, what's up?
Sorry, I was too busy preparing for accents in here. Ooh, sad to hear that. I forgot about that. I should have brought that up, but it is sad what's going on with Commander X. It looks like right now they're really about to run him into the same situation that's happening with Assange. I guess let me finish my comments on this before so we don't have the two subjects going on at the same time. But my last thing I'll say on this R. Kelly thing is my issue was the fact of how does this man get less time than Ghislaine Maxwell? That's my biggest issue. And what fucking took so long for all of if you guys are going to sentence the man, why wait till now? That's all I'm really wondering about this. Why wait till now?
The other part was funny is that how they just went Ghislaine Maxwell 20 years, then the next day it was like, oh, R. Kelly too. It just seemed like they kind of buried it because they know pop culture wise that Kelly would be the one to probably generate a little more traffic and a lot less questions. But that guy, what's the name? Steve from Slow News Day. I think he posted. I think he posted a chat from Israel. I don't even know how to say the guy's name. Adesanyana. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was surprised to see the chant. He even brought that up in his speech, right? So that was good to see. Shout out to Glory. What's up?
Yeah. So X is out. He got sentenced to a year of probation, supervised release, and then restitution he has to pay, which they're going to settle an amount in August. Well, the moment, and he got credit time served. Glory, the moment that you find out that whatever amount that it's going to be, please let us know. That way we can try to get the word out. If there's some kind of GoFundMe or however they work that out to try to help pay his restitution. But we definitely want to try to show our support here from the Political Matrix. So okay, cool. Check this out, but it appears correct. Yeah. Well, we try to do what we can, ICU. I guess maybe let me double check back over to Rockfin. I haven't been over there in a minute. My apologies. And I see Leonard has hopped in the building. Hello, Lady Alex. Every
Congrats,
human
Glory.
that
I saw your picture too with him, Glory. That was cool. I smiled when I saw it. I was like, I know she's happy.
That is true. Everybody who grew up in Cabrini Green was abused by the sheer fact they grew up in Cabrini Green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Spread on the vulnerable people, and yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get caught up on Leonard's comments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me find out. Navy ship culture is similar to jail culture. It is. It is very similar, believe it or not. It's gotten better than it used to be, but it is similar in a lot of ways. I see Indy Left is in the building on Rockfin. Says checking in to say, hey, leaving the stream open to help boost the views. Hi, Leonard, and hi, Lady Alex. So glad to have you in here, brother. Okay. Yes, we do love Slow News Day. Got a lot of love and respect for them. Let's see. I wonder who. Oh, actually, I just thought about it. I know who this is. Only one person who would spend all this time, you know, always just trolling people. I mean, but that's not where I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about a troll.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of us know who that is. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any names, but we all know who it is. I mean, it's clearly directed at. We're not going to spend much more time, but it's clearly directed at, two people, and that's it.
Well, I put it this way. I always see that this person, they always have an issue with people of color. Their beefs are always of people of color. I'll just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we hear more word for Commander X, as far as trying to help, let us know. I mean, as far as Assange, I hate to say it this way, and I'm gonna be honest. I think that they've already decided what they're gonna do, and there's not much that we can do. All we can do is try our best to, always just keep attention on them. As long as we keep attention on them, then at least they can't do it in the dark and try to act like, they're not doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is funny how that works. Now let's hop on to the next subject. You got that New York subject, sir?
Oh yeah, the guns go bang in New York City, right?
Bang. Like Pops would say.
Well, obviously the Supreme Court ruled on the guns. What was that, last week or was that the week before? Remind me.
It was the week before because it was right before the Roe v. Wade.
Okay, yeah. So, with that being said, the New York the government of New York decided to do a whole bunch of changes. They decided to implement a bunch of
You mean the wonderful
hurdles.
Kathy Hochul?
Oh God, yes, her. New York decided to implement a bunch of hurdles to getting guns, and it's the usual, probably your background, all that other shit. What I thought was interesting, and I wanted to key on, was the fact that they wanted your social media shit. So, in order to get a gun in New York City, part of the application process, you'll have to reveal what your social media shit is. I think.
I'll keep that in mind.
How do you tell whether what the information you're provided is real or not? Because a lot of people create fake accounts, duplicate accounts, for the sake of trolling and doing other, more nefarious shit, right?
Yep.
So how would they know? Like, how does that help? And obviously they ban the guns in, movie theaters, malls, parks, any place where there's going to be a lot of people. Stores, you can't bring guns unless the owner of the store puts a sign up that says he's okay with you carrying your gun. In New York is going to be wild for a second. People not going to know how to act. I promise you.
I mean,
it's already wild.
but does that stop guns from coming in from Philly or Connecticut?
No, not at all.
Or Boston?
Hmm?
Or just the New England area in general. It's not, is it really that far to drive up to Vermont, where Vermont is like the Wild Wild West as far as guns?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just asking, of course, I'm not a Northeasterner, but I'm just saying that's part of, they have a lot of laws in Chicago or in the Illinois area.
Mm-hmm.
But you literally can just drive into another state. I mean, drive right into Wisconsin and buy a lot of those guns anyway. Because when I was in, what was it, Great Lakes, or as we used to call it, Great Mistakes, there's guns galore up there. You could buy guns virtually anywhere, and they always got a what do they call those gun shows going on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for stepping all over your story. Go
No,
on.
no, continue.
So I was just wondering. Look at them, they're dueling. I'm the real propaganda live. No, I'm propaganda live. Really? How many? What are you on the computer and the I don't know. That's just craziness. Too much time on your hands. Let me just check back over to Rockfin real quick. But yeah, now it says we're all propaganda live. Oh goodness. This is craziness. You guys are hilarious. Whoever is doing that. Or if it's just one person doing that. God, I don't know how you were doing all this. Actually, I'm propaganda. The troll is getting trolled. That's hilarious. And whoever Kyle is, hello, Kyle. Wow, this is funny. Propaganda is legion.
We haven't had this up until recently. We had like 1 or 2 last week. I noticed. We kept that on the low, but now I'm seeing it.
Well, if you'd like to be here to help us with our view counts, I appreciate it. I'm not going to complain. Thank you, sir, or sirs, or legion. But I just laugh about the whole New York thing because about this gun law thing, because it's not going to stop anything in New York. All it's going to do basically is open up for more sentencing.
That's it.
That's all it's really going to do. It says, Chris, use your power tank top and defeat these evils. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And oh yeah, shout out also to Extra Bulla over there. For you guys who follow on Rockfin, make sure you are following Extra Bulla also. Give him some love and give INN some love too. Wait, Cy Lawson now. How did this happen? Oh, sign says wait now. Cy Lawson.
Yes,
Uh-oh. Now Kelly can ask you about the purple about the purple G strings in the third legs. But let me bring up where's that crazy ass story? Where did I put it at? For you guys, I'm sure you guys have already seen the first one, but since it's easier for me to just pull it off of Crank Lucas, and I know that we're gonna be straight here as far as worrying about any kind of copyrights or anything. So let's just bring it back up so we can see it one more again for those who do not remember this. And I am so ready to see these comments because I want to know what you all think about this, especially for those out there who have children. Too early for the third legs. I'm only 2 Bloody Marys in. So here we go. Yeah, everybody's covering this thing right now. So I just pulled it up off of Crank Lucas.
Oh yeah, we get this. This is a long weekend, man. There's enough serious shit. Everybody covering the same old shit. No, I'm not shitting on nobody. I'm just saying, look, it's the weekend right now.
We can cover some. Yeah, it's because it's. But I would figure that this would be an open and shut kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that there are a lot of people who are actually divided on this is why this has become a story to me. I'll just play it, and then let's hear you guys' all thoughts on it, and then we'll give our thoughts.
And day my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have one kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose the out of him.
My apologies for the editing. You know, I'm more offended by the editing than the curse words, so just want to put that out there.
So people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
So what are you talking about? What are you mad
them
about?
my kids, them your kids' siblings though.
So what you?
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't give my food stamps to the seven.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
How are you helping your son? You're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings. Them are his siblings though. He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating on McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I can't bring my son food? I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are their daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
Three kids that ain't mine.
Yeah, they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
I did.
Yes, you did.
You ain't do expect me to take care of all the kids. They not my
Yo, they will really say
but you
stupid
still had a
shit
baby
like
with
that.
me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids. Because I'm exposing you. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all. Then he can't take that. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, I could maybe. You got it's three extra kids. What the? You all like going to my mother account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
Yes, Kelly, she is taping herself.
Those are your
yes, she
kids'
does think it
siblings.
makes her look good.
Yeah. So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Your babies.
Okay.
You know I
but
get
I'm
my
saying,
food stamps.
we
Dog,
can have
her voice
kids
is
as
like
well.
fucking deaf.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Dog.
I'm not taking my kid in the room.
Down to the car. He ain't even got any for his brothers. He come right out to the car and eat with me.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Done. He ain't eating this. You.
Why don't you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as a like you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that.
So she threw the food.
Dumb. He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid.
This is just pure trash, man. I was kind of hoping it was a skit at first, but the more I watched it, I said, either this is real or they're doing some immaculately accurate acting. Her first complaint was that he comes every day and brings his son McDonald's. He's feeding his son every day, and you waiting on food stamps with 4 children. You should be balling out of control off them food stamps. Where's their fathers? It's crazy because you got some women that are so entitled and think that a man is just supposed to do something. Maybe she nicely asked, hey, listen, do you think maybe one day this week you can bring something for all the kids from McDonald's? Maybe he look and do that. But that man's not obligated to dip into his resources and take away from what him and his son have for another man's DNA. That's not how this works. Now, if he got with her and she already had 3 kids and they was together, okay, that's something different because you decided to get with this woman. So essentially, you playing the stepfather role. They don't sound like they together. So them kids, which already wasn't never his responsibility, damn sure ain't his responsibility. And she's so petty about it that she wants to take the food and throw it out. So now your son has to go without because his father didn't feed the other kids. Where them other kids' fathers at? If I had to guess, she got 4 kids by 6 baby daddies. I never in my life thought I would come across a ratchet Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Lisa's always like a nice, respectable girl kind of name. You know what I'm saying? You got Lisa McDowell. You got Lisa Simpson. Lisa, it's your birthday. And then it's bad enough that she's acting the way that she's acting. But then she's doing it on social media, trying to record him, trying to expose him. All you expose is that this man takes care of his son and brings him food consistently. What you inadvertently expose is what a lot of some of these women nowadays, the entitlement that they have, how delusional they are, with all due respect, all because you mismanaged your box and had 4 kids with 6 baby daddies. He shouldn't have to pay for, go call one of your 6 other baby daddies. Tell them to chip in with their individual children. You got 7 other baby daddies that's not providing for your 3 other kids, but you want to bark on the one baby daddy that's providing for his. Make it make sense.
First the signatures and endorsements, I'm getting cursed out. Soon as she walk in the telly, she pull her skirt down, strip.
Oh, sorry, your thoughts on that?
I mean, first of all, you should be in a position to where it shouldn't bother you if your son's father brings him food. You should be in a position to be like, all right, fine, he bought them food. I mean, it's kind of messed up. You would come over here with just 1 bag of food, but whatever. You know, my kid's gonna eat. I already cooked, in fact. Like,
yep.
You don't even really need this McDonald's. You know I cook. There's something along those lines. But you already know there's beef between them. They don't really like each other. He doesn't have to do anything for her. So she made this video and she's doing all this shit just because you know what she wants. You know, she wants the attention. She wants the pity. You know, it is what it is. She made a video too. I don't know if you saw her. She did an interview with somebody.
That's what I was gonna pull that one up next. The part 2, because I know most people have seen that, but I don't know if they saw the second part to it.
Yeah.
So
may as well just get right into it.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into that second one, because if you guys want to hear like my first assessment hasn't changed. It's if he wants to be nice and help and get food for the other kids, cool. But he doesn't have to do that. The only thing he has to do in this situation is take care of his son. That's it. I happen to notice, you know, the nails were definitely done. And so you're able to keep your nails done. And then when you see the next clip, you guys will see she's able to make sure to have her nice little wig on or whatever. She's able to handle, you know, making sure she's good. But when it comes to feeding her kids, she relies on somebody else to do that. And this goes back to like a lot of the biggest problems that we have in society in general. People don't want to take accountability for themselves and their own actions.
Why is she not working?
Well, she might be working.
Okay.
She could be working, but the fact of the matter is, you couldn't stock up enough food in there and be making some hamburger helper meals. I mean, no money for sandwiches, cereal, nothing. And if you feel like, okay, that's messed up, that he don't want to bring McDonald's and the other kids are just eating, you know, beans and rice, then send him down to the car with his father. Have his father come and pick him up. And said she's working on getting some McDonald's. But yeah, let's play this other clip. Man. And see, and here's something I'm gonna just say, a real quick comment. This same woman is the very type of woman who will see a black dude out with a non-black woman and then be tripping on why he ain't with a black woman. If you're the example of what he has to choose from, do you fucking blame him for not wanting to deal with that kind of bullshit? I'm not saying that's all black women, but I will say this. Some of the people who grew up in neighborhoods like I did, what do you do? Like my county in general, in 99 led the country per capita in teen pregnancy. That means majority of the women that you're going to possibly have to date are already have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
What if you don't want to date a woman who already has a kid?
Mm-hmm.
What if the female's like, well, you ain't thugged out enough. You ain't back in the day, the thing was you ain't a roughneck. All the girls wanted a roughneck. And then when you go and get with like some mixed girl or white girl or Latina or Asian or whatever, that very same girl who was like, you weak, you soft, look at you worried about school and all that. The same ones now, like her, sitting there with 2 or 3 kids, doing absolutely nothing to improve ourselves, are the very first ones that are going to get an attitude with you if you don't date them. But I just had to go get off my little personal tangent. But yeah, let's play this clip.
You're gonna play the other one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play the other one right now. Let's see what's some of the comments I've seen in here. Let's see what Baba said. Baba always has something good. Says maybe she let it build up, thinking he should at least ask if the other
Marcus,
kids
I got somebody
wanted.
at the door. I'll be right back.
Okay. Should scenery he comes over many times him food and expects him to ask the other kids are hungry. Well, I felt like maybe she should have asked him, said, hey, could you instead let me hold a little bit of money, or how about could you get food for the other kids and then I could always pay you back? I get my stamps on whatever. Can I just go to the store with you and hook you up with some food? But instead, she waited for this situation to happen so she could blow up on him. That's where my issue comes in at. She could have been resourceful and try to think of how can I figure this out? Or if she did ask him those kind of situations, he's like, nah, fuck that. I don't give a shit. Then, okay, she's trying. She doesn't have the means, and he's kind of giving her the middle finger. Also, we got to look at it like this. Do we know what his finances are like? Do we know that he has enough money to buy the other kid something? And here's another thing. What if he's in a relationship? I know plenty of women that'll be looking at him like, you said you were going to get food for your kid. Why the hell did you spend $35 in McDonald's? Oh, so were you buying food for that bitch too? Now you're setting up a situation where now he's going to have problems in his own household. So I'm like, I think, there's a lot of stuff that we don't necessarily know on why they did what. Yes, McDonald's is super expensive. Yes, pizza is a proper option, and it's a little easier to be able to do that. So what's the black flag represent? Anarchism. Says, I do wish I had some Del Taco right now. Oh, well, we got some Del Taco out here, in and out. I see somebody wants some Cali food. Somebody got Cali on the mind.
I'm hungry. I want some Mexican food, to be honest. That's what I'm craving for.
Honestly, I could go next door. Well, it's like the house over. And like every Friday, Saturday night, they're the ones who normally got the tacky ass music going. Can't stand their fucking music though. But they I can walk right over there, give a couple of bucks. They got, they got the tacos in the back. you know, enchiladas, you know, burritos, you know, they got a little bit of everything back there. So music is garbage, but the food be smelling good. So could always do that. But yeah, let's pull this other clip up. All right.
Because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy because he only decided to give his child.
Pause it.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Okay. Pause.
Pause. All right.
Off top.
Yeah.
Okay. So her
Yes, sir.
eyelashes are touching the camera.
They remind me more of those, you know, those big ass fans that the, you know, pharaohs used to use.
Correct. So look, so let's just say each eyelash, that's a double cheeseburger. Right? That's at least 99 cents, right? So look, that's 3 out of 4 kids with a double cheeseburger just off her eyes alone. Now, if we add in what she paid for the hair, and to get that done, we got Happy Meals for probably 2 or 3 of the kids.
And you saw the
She's
nails
got the
too,
money.
right?
Her issue is just she's mad at the guy at the end of the day.
Well, my thing also is I start thinking,
she's wearing
wondering,
like,
do she got another dude? Because she could have a dude laying up in that house with her. Ain't
Very
it some
well.
kind of responsibility on him to try to take care of them kids?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you know, hey, I guess I do share with the audience sometimes, probably stuff I shouldn't, but I've been there before where mama's dating a no good ass dude who, yeah, he only worried about him getting some food. Damn the 2 kids.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, again, I hate the stereotype, but it's always this type that you see making the same complaints.
That is affirmative. No, you will not see me there. Maybe Cancun. Actually, what it is I can't do like the screw it. I know I'll piss off some people, but Mexican food is great. Mexican music mostly is trash. Just sorry.
But yeah, go ahead. Play the video, okay? Because she's already wearing, just in this clip alone, she's got like maybe 2 days worth of McDonald's on her face.
Not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation.
Hey, ladies out there, how much is that MAC makeup? Because I know that shit ain't cheap.
When you dated me, our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together. My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like, it's not fair. Like, you're not going to give one child McDonald's and not all the other kids McDonald's. Like, I'm not going. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's though?
Hold on.
That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said.
Hold on. I missed that the first time around.
Me too. What did she say? She said that he still
you still like to come around and do it sometimes. Let's back that up. Hey y'all in the audience, and yes, that is a Gallagher shirt. It is pretty fire. But whoa, hold on. Anybody else hear her say that? Anybody else hear her say that? Yeah, and I know some people don't like the term baby mama, but I'm not putting no respect on this woman's name. I really ain't. When you putting yourself, honestly, I put it this way. As a black man, she's a fucking embarrassment. I'm gonna just put it. Period. You're a fucking embarrassment, and I guarantee you, I'd be willing to bet my damn paycheck that she got at least 3 baby daddies. These are not this. It's not like, oh well, I had this one guy I was with, and he had 3 kids, and then I got 1 kid by this other dude. No. I wouldn't be surprised if she got 4 baby daddies. Every single kid is by another dude. I would not be surprised. But yeah, let me back that up because I don't know if y'all caught that.
Even if it's not, look, even if it's not, just her whole attitude, because at the end of the day,
that's between her and the other kids' fucking fathers.
Yeah, correct. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it's 50%, right? It took both of us to get to this point and create this life. You should be prepared to deal with everything that comes with it. I'm not saying you should have to deal with it by yourself, but that there's a great chance that you will bear the greater you will carry the greater part of the responsibility.
My thoughts exactly, son. I was like, if I was him, I'd be taking all this shit to court. Yeah, she's probably against birth. Actually, she probably ain't against birth control. She probably just don't give a damn. I mean, I doubt she's like has some kind of political aversion to it, and I doubt she's like some anti-abortion person. She's probably just a woman who is, like he said in the first part, just out there loose with her box. So, hey,
Marcus said
I'm sorry. I be forgetting I'm live sometimes. Let's back that up just a little bit. She did say that from what I remember.
After that, you need to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't keep.
You heard that?
Dib and dab and want to do it sometimes. I mean, here's the thing. When the chicks say that, when the chicks be like, "Oh, you still want to smash?" I mean, why not?
Let me let me get Leonard's comment in here. He said she need those nails to look good to find more men to take care of her and her kids.
Correct.
Nobody is blaming her. Probably stuck in that place where there is not any employment for her, and specifically not as a Black woman, cough, Chicago, or caught in the welfare complex trap. I mean, our circumstance harder sometimes in these types of neighborhoods. I've seen it, so yes, I do know that does factor in. But also a certain amount of perseverance has to take place. So I don't know her situation to say that she hasn't tried to persevere, she hasn't tried to better herself or educate herself or do any of those things. I don't know that for a fact.
Dog, I know women. Dog, I know.
But I know women like this.
I know women
who have plenty of opportunities, who don't try to push or better themselves at all.
Correct. I know. Look, welfare ain't easy to get. You got to work 20 hours at least. Correct, Baba. Those are the people who they would rather put in the work to get the welfare, right? That's what they would rather do than to actually get up and get out and get a job. And to handle her responsibility. You could already tell she's damaged too, right? And probably he was as well. But with that being said, look, he bought your kid McDonald's. You could just tell him, look, don't show up here with any more food for just him. If that's the case, he's going to go outside. You making a video about it and carrying on and making a part 2 over it, trying to explain yourself with your bad lashes, it's just not a good look. You should just take your L, go home, and relax.
She got that. Bula says she got that straight cat. I know that's not very peaceful of me, but the difference is, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm not Judaism. Judaism can focus on being nice. Hebrew Israelites would be a lot rougher on her, most of them, because Hebrew Israelites, most of us believe in a little bit of accountability for yourself. responsibility. And the fact that she expects for this man to take care of her kids. I know, I appreciate, but and the thing about it is, I say this woman ticks me off because I know of women who have had 3 or 4 kids, who they're widowed, and like I'm talking about these kids were all with the same father. And I'm not saying that they have to that okay, shame on you because they're different fathers. That's not what I'm saying. But I've known women who have decided, okay, I got this lot in life, but I'm not gonna let that hold me back. I'm gonna go and work my ass off. If I don't have the greatest education, so what? I'll still work hard. I'll go out and see if my mom can watch the kid. If the baby father, hey, can you watch Junior for a little bit while I go out and go work? Can I do this? I mean, there are so many.
It's more about look, but even from her own mouth, this is more about the ending of their relationship than it is.
That's
about
what I think.
Than it is about him bringing McDonald's. I mean, it's just the fact that it came up that she had other kids. But like he said, look, we were together. You were buying it for them. Now you don't. It's just yourself. He's petty. So
Yeah.
I mean, she explained the reason for recording it and putting it on the internet. She's mad. So I mean, I would just tell her, don't be bitter, be better. Like, let's move on.
Yes,
Instead
let's
of
be
doing
better.
this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Kelly, this is part of honestly what Kelly said here is why I don't have kids. Part of it.
Right.
Because on a serious note, I always thought
comment.
that having and raising a child would be the biggest responsibility you could ever take on, and that's why I don't have any children. Because of the relationship, I won't go into it right now, that went on between my mom and my father, and him by actions of his own, it made it so he wasn't in my life. Because he wasn't in my life, that dramatically affected my thinking on bringing a child into this world and on trying to make sure that I was being as responsible as I possibly could be. Because I knew the last thing I wanted to do is have my kid going through a situation like this, or me not being able to be there and be a part of my kid's life. Because I was one of those people, my mentality is, if I had a kid, I want to be there as much as humanly possible. I want to be at all the soccer games, at the basketball games, at you have a chess tournament, you're there for whatever it is. These spelling bees, whatever, your kid's graduation ceremony. I want to be at all of that.
Correct, because if you have a pulse and you care about things like that, it bothers you that you're unable to do those things or be there for those things.
Yeah, and I just feel like, and maybe that's why I have an issue on even some of the stuff, as far as Roe, while I have some controversial views, because I just don't feel. I think people are just worried about, let's have fun, and not thinking about the consequences that can come from that fun. And
yeah, that's true.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm not trying to fire anything up or get anybody all ticked off at me tonight. Let's see. I'm cooler than you says. I see Spade. Spade has hopped in the building. Hey, how we doing, Spade? It says, and I bet even let me put it up there. And I bet if he did buy all the kids food, she'll show the other baby father more love. Well, more than likely what'll happen is she'll kind of start icing him out and expect for him to do it all the time. That's more than likely what's going to happen. Because a lot of times when you meet kind of like a bully type of person, once they get you to start doing something, it turns from, oh, well, thank you for that nice gesture that you did, to, why aren't you doing this every time? And more than likely, she's already said it. She said when they were together, that he used to do that for all the kids. And so she still expects that. So if he starts doing it now, she's going to expect that every time you come over and bring your kid something, you better take care of the other 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you there's no sense of, well, you did this, so why don't I, pay it forward back? Why don't I give you some cash back?
Hey, if you're gonna stop at McDonald's, I'm gonna send you some cash to get some for the other kids. All right, cool.
Yeah, she said she was going to expose him, where I really feel like she exposed herself. Glory says she can be bad and annoyed, but that woman ain't my real enemy. To be honest, I'm more concerned with the people at the top who create the conditions for these situations, because they happen a lot, unfortunately. Good point. Very, very good point. It's just that so many. I grew up with so much of this. I grew up watching so much of this, and maybe I'm extremely biased. I'm willing to say that, but yeah, it just frustrates me seeing these kind of games and know what go on. And true, it's the crabs in the bucket. Nobody ever thinks about how the crabs got into the bucket. Glory. So great point. Jalen says, whether they have to pull out a camera to publicly embarrass people. I mean, I feel like she's more embarrassing herself than anything. And I don't know. I feel like giving a lot of evidence to lose her kid, to the father.
Validation. Look, the validation that comes from people saying, "Oh, you're right, you poor thing," or "Yo, stupid," for the other side. "Oh, she's so stupid," whichever. The validation that comes from that is very real for some of these people. Clearly, this woman felt a way about it because she put her wings on. She was so excited about it. She put her wings on her eyes and tried to fly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like what she doesn't also realize what she's possibly doing, going into what Glory brought up there, says agreed on the real enemy. But unless her children grow up with great resolve, they will just repeat what made them go through this. I feel like what she's possibly doing is she's going to cause a rift between her and her own kids. Because you don't think that son eventually, as he gets older, is going to see these kind of clips and be pissed the hell off at his mom? I know I would be pissed off at my mom. And I mean, I don't think she realizes that's the reason why this is so sloppy and so messy. And a lot of people get in their feelings in the moment, start filming stuff, and I'm going to expose this and I'm going to expose that. And they start, hopping on social media and doing all this craziness, not realizing you were literally just digitally making a record of your rash decisions, not thinking about how it's going to affect you down the line.
All that glitters ain't gold. She probably had a fatty too. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, I mean, extremely immature. Exactly. Let's hop back into this video.
All that glitters ain't gold.
All my other kids McDonald's though? That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm gonna stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else has to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then. Period.
Baby girl just made this 20 times worse. See, at least before, the dude's face was blurred out. We couldn't see her. We heard her voice and we heard her name, but unless you actually knew them personally, you don't know who that is. Now you done put your face out there. You done put your whole family's business on blast. I was a kid once before, and I used to hate when my mother would tell my business to other family members.
That's true.
We all over grandma's house or auntie house, and they sitting there talking about what you got going on in your life. They used to embarrass you as a child, and that's just amongst family members, people that actually know you and love you. This chick just put her whole kid's life on blast in front of the whole world. And for what? Some McDonald's? We ain't talking about McRoof's Chris or nothing like that. You see how she got all dolled up to make that explanation? You take them lashes and that wig off, you be able to buy the rest of them kids some McDonald's.
Damn, I never even saw
And
this.
so what he used to do it when y'all was together. Y'all not together no more. That's not his responsibility. And then you try to throw out there that y'all dib dab and want to do it from time to time. Yeah. See, you still sleeping with that man. Any dude that's dating you or thinking about dating you, like you done already confirmed what he'd already thinking. But the bottom line is this: where's the rest of those kids' fathers? Again, all because you mismanaged your box. That this man is supposed to take care of some kids that ain't even his, regardless of whether he did it or not. You should be thanking him for doing it while y'all was together, and the fact that he's still taking care of his son, unlike your other baby fathers.
First the signatures and endorsements, I'm getting cursed out soon.
So what do you think? Hearing his take on it. Let's see who else we got here. I see Atris in here. Is that Charles Booker talking shit about Cori Bush? Oh, wow. It might as well be a commercial for McDonald's. It might as well. But just, ugh. This whole situation is just messy. Just
yeah,
messy.
it is.
But that's all on that one. I got. Oh, that's right. I don't know if you've heard about it in Ohio yet. Have you heard, Chris, about the shooting?
Oh, Jalen Parker.
I believe that's his name.
In Akron, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was he was the kid who well, not a kid, but he was 20 some odd years old.
Yeah, I think he was 20.
The police obviously tried to pull him over while he was in his vehicle. I'm assuming on the highway, or maybe on some road, not necessarily the highway. But they pulled the guy over. He got out there was a stop. He got out the car. He started running. And the next thing you know, they fired at him. Was it a total of 8 cops fired 90
shots at him? Yeah.
And they hit him 60 times, basically just tearing him up.
Here, I'll put it up. I'll put it up for those who haven't heard this story yet. Yeah, boy. I heard this a little bit before. I mean, I guess I heard it earlier in the day, but I forgot to bring it up. But I guess I'll play this one as the mother talks about it too.
Yeah, we start with team coverage out of Akron today. We got a lot of news that's been happening this afternoon. Amani Abraham is standing where a small group of protesters gathered to support Jalen Walker, who was shot and killed by police after a chase overnight Monday, and has words from his pastor.
But first, Walker's mom spoke to 3 News investigator Marissa Saenz exclusively this afternoon. Autopsy records show 25-year-old Jalen Walker suffered over 60 bullet wounds after leading police on a high-speed chase through the city early Monday morning. Police say Walker fired 2 shots during that chase.
Marissa Saenz joins us live from Akron with more details. Marissa.
Betsy, Jay, good evening. We were able to speak with Jalen's mother and sister here at this church behind me. It's their family church. Now, today during their interview, it's very apparent that their state of being was just riddled with overwhelming shock and emotion. Now, in these first pictures that we are getting of Jalen Walker, 25-year-old Jalen Walker, you can see him with his mother and his sister, Pamela and Jada. They both say they talked every day with Jalen, ending every conversation with, "I love you." Jada tells me Jalen knew a lot of people, making an impact on all of them, but he was also reserved. She says he was a quiet guy until you really got to know him. That's why they say when they learned it was Jalen who had been shot, they became overwhelmed with emotional confusion.
I'm just profoundly sad. That's all I can say. I have never been so sad in my life, and I wouldn't wish this feeling on anybody. It's a bad place to be. It's a really bad place to be.
My mom wouldn't even be able to
Doesn't
talk.
have a history of any kind. no bad blood in him. When we all leave here today, he's not there. You can't turn back.
Now, the Walkers did address protesters today, neither encouraging them nor deterring them from doing so. They did say if you are going to protest, they ask that you be peaceful. Now, coming up at 6, we'll tell you the one questions the Walkers have and why they fear they may never get the answer. Betsy, Jay.
Certainly, a lot of.
So we're still waiting to hear more details, I guess, on I don't know if there's dash cam, I mean not dash cam, but any kind of like photos or video or anything yet. Kelly said it's kind of weird that Ben Crump isn't on the case. Oh, not yet. I noticed Thomas in here. Hello, Thomas.
They said supposedly they said the video is supposed to come out soon. So I'm assuming sometime next week, what have you. They canceled a lot. They canceled a lot of the 4th of July events that they had planned in the city of Akron. Today, tomorrow, and probably on Monday. As a result, there is a video floating around of a local pastor who is claiming that he has seen the video, and he's saying that what did he say? He said within 6 seconds they had fired 60 shots. In 6 seconds, 60 shots. How true that is, I don't know. We'll find.
Well, he was hit with 60. I know that. So
yeah, but
it might have been the full 90 that they dropped within 6 seconds.
And then they handcuffed the guy too after.
They always do that. That's the shit that pisses me off more than
they handcuffed him.
You put so many damn bullets in somebody, and what you think he's gonna fucking pop back to life and get up and run off? I mean, it's the fucking stupidest thing. None of them ever drop down and start trying to provide any kind of medical care for this person. Let's put some pressure on the wounds to try to stop or slow the bleeding. Let's just handcuff them and then walk off.
There's something wrong. Look, but here's the thing: we have to mention this because they're not. They did say they found a weapon in the car. They didn't confirm that it was a pistol or a rifle or anything like that. They said it was a weapon. The police also alleged that the reason for the stop was because I believe they said they heard gunshots. They heard gunshots coming from the car on the road, and that's what prompted them to pull him over. So they pulled him over, and he took off running. He clearly didn't have whatever weapon that they found in the car. He didn't have that weapon on him. Clearly, they just don't give. They just don't give a fuck. I mean, this is what it is. Look, all of them are on paid administrative leave right now. So it's 4th of July weekend. They just went and bought a whole bunch of beer, a whole bunch of charcoal, whatever. They cooking out, chilling. They relaxed. All of them having family cookouts and shit on this 4th of July weekend. And they don't have to go to work, so they can get, white boy wasted, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, Glory's comment here, cops ain't shit. Bro, they have cojones. They don't have the cojones to stop a school shooter, but suddenly, an unarmed black man at a traffic stop, time to get the SWAT team. This is the same shit that's been going on. Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush. I mean, just keep on going back to all the presidents. And they say, well, if you vote for X or Y or this Democrat or that Democrat, it's going to stop anything. What I'm saying is literally, it does not matter who you elect. Nothing is changing. In fact, if anything, things are only changing for the worse. So, I mean, exactly. Reality revolution is cowards. Kelly says, where do they train cops to shoot dozens of bullets at one person? In America. This is where this training comes from. It's not the whole supposed policing. It's about you have to make sure that if there's even a millimeter of a chance that anything that you can even get a scratch, you need to neutralize the threat beyond reasonable doubt. You need to fire every damn bullet you have. If you even think there's a chance that you can be harmed. This is the mentality which they treat cops. They teach cops. I mean, this goes back to like some of the cowardly guys, which, well, in the military, I used to hear on the range all the time. Make sure there's only one story.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't even say, actually, now that I think about it, that's not even military. It's just been so long since I've had the training. But while I was in the military, this training came from civilian
I think it was 6
police.
or 7 of 8, Kelly.
This came from police. This came from law enforcement, where I got a lot of this training. The military doesn't tell you to do that stuff, but the trainers which they send you to, civilian trainers, teach this. And this is what cops are being taught.
I mean, it's just another. It's a senseless case of, you know, again, whenever they run into the Dylan Roofs and the rest of these guys and they don't shoot them, and then we see this and you ask questions. Don't even waste your time asking questions. It just is what it is. Understand it for what it is.
Yep. I mean, anybody that's going to say, "Oh no, well, it was just that they were able to take this one in." No. Whenever they like, if that's the case,
well, keep in mind they don't want to kill all of their. They don't want to kill all of their own agents. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this shit is fake too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it. I don't even care. You know, some of these shooters are people who have been activated. They're not just regular folks like me and you sitting here being pissed. I see a lot of shit to be pissed about on the internet for years now. You know what I'm saying? I have no desire to want to pick up a pistol and go shoot people in the church or on a bus or in the school. You know what I'm saying? Or in a bodega or anything like that. Now, any ideas like that I might have would be maybe targeted towards a different audience. I won't say who that audience is, but you know, at the end of the day, it's not going to be the groups I just listed.
Yes, Yipper, I did hear about this. Yeah. I honestly didn't even know how to report because I felt like, well, they took out one of their own who probably might have taken out somebody else eventually. So, I mean, the stuff which I've watched, and keep in mind, Black Lives Matter, when it was actually grassroots, started under the so-called first Black president. So that tells you that even getting Black faces in the office don't change the reality of what's going on.
So Marcus,
yeah.
Speaking of, you know, Black Lives Matter and all this other shit. So will there soon be a slaughter in Uganda for what they found over there? And why they even tell
that's
people?
A great segue.
Why they even tell people?
I wonder that too. I really do wonder that. For those who don't know what we're talking about, you know, we're talking about gold was found in Uganda. Here, I will bring up this story. But actually, can you give me 1 minute and I will be right back. Could you check the comments, sir? I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't want to go too much into it. I'll just read some of the comments. Kelly, and this same week, was ambushed and killed 3 cops, and the canine got beat up, but he's alive. Yes, I saw that. They brought his I don't know where it was, Kelly, but I did see it on the phone when I was browsing. Some guy went to be served on a domestic warrant, and when the police got there, I believe he just opened up fire. I believe he killed like 2 or 3 police and even their dog. And they brought his family to the scene during the negotiation phase of this, and they managed to bring him out of that house alive, and now he's facing charges for killing the police. Read these, Chris. Oh man, I swear the comment section. You guys are good. I have to
dirty
give you that.
corn pops. It's funny.
Yeah, I know.
I just uploaded my I guess a revised version because I had what was it? I was doing like during the primary season. I did a couple of videos as far as Joe Biden, and the third one that I did, it got actually yanked down for copyright on here. Like, not like they were like, oh no, this is copyright. No, they yanked it down completely. And it was during the primary season. So I went back and I basically took the old intro and then redid the video and put it up. So it kind of just reminded me the dirty corn was my stripper name. Wow. Oh man. Read these nuts. Oh wow. But let me go into this article and read it because the numbers are pretty eye-popping. Uganda discovers 20 deposits worth of 12 trillion USD. So it says Uganda announced that it had discovered 31 million metric tons of gold waiting to be mined in the country after several surveys were conducted. A spokesman from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development in Uganda, Solomon, I'm not going to try, let's see, Muyita. Hopefully that's correct. Please don't beat me up for anybody who knows the proper pronunciation.
What's the word?
His name. Solomon
Muyita.
That's what I'm assuming. Said that these reports are aimed at attracting gold miners and investors in the crypto sector. In a bid to boost the country's economy, the Ugandan government has licensed Wagagai Gold Mining Company, a Chinese firm, to start producing gold products in Busia district. The company embarked on the construction of its gold refinery valued at US dollars 200 million in phases in the district in 2016. Muyita said that the discovered gold could start being mined immediately. And if you guys can't see, you have a couple of representatives from the company there from China who were there. I know because I actually looked up and read that tweet, so I'm not just assuming they're Chinese for anybody who would think that. Refining gold locally could enhance job creation and improves social service delivery to those living close to where the mineral is extracted. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has called for the local refinement of the commodity, calling any external refinery criminal. It is criminal for anybody to argue for the continued exports of raw materials in Africa when there is 90% more value in that product that you are giving to the outsiders, he said. Tan Chun Chi, the general manager of Wagagai Gold Mining Company, says that the investment has reached US 60 million. He explains that they have been lagging behind in construction due to the lack of these two licenses. The company has recently obtained a gold production license in March this year and has a 21-year lease to mine gold in the country, and expected to double their speed because they expect to begin gold production by July 2023. And there's more to this. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I guess it's not much more to. So I'll read the whole thing. The company has invested 200 million towards constructing a refining facilities. Despite all the gold discovered in the country, The mining difficulty is notably high, and this impacts the amount of gold that is actually mined. Around 2,500 to 3,000 metric tons are mined every year. If this is indeed the volume that we have, it is time to clean our house and do business in developing ourselves and our country by going to the middle income status and beyond, said Winnie, not trying that name, mineral development expert. Yeah, this is, I actually heard that part from an interview. Heard her speaking about that. So your thoughts on this, sir? Oh, goodness, we lost Chris, apparently. But, oh, Doom says Museveni is not a good man, which I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. First of Sergeant Wood, and now Gold. What next came from the Lumen Bill? Yeah, so I think that we are going to see a lot of different problems going on. There's Chris. Yeah, so I'm not sure at what point you timed out, Chris. So curious, what do you think?
No, I was reading. I was trying to check the comments on the phone to keep up. I grabbed the phone. Somebody said this is the start of Black Panther.
Really? What? I don't think
I think that was a Trez. Was that you, a Trez? But I saw that
probably
and
is
that
a
should
Trez.
derailed any
Trez
serious
hilarious.
comment I have. So thank you, Trez. I appreciate that. Oh, Thomas, what's up, man?
I thought most of the gold was used mined already. Yeah, Thomas, that's my issue with a lot of these so-called scientists and people. A lot of information is, oh yeah, we already know the exact amount of gold that's all the way around the world. Then they find 12 trillion more. Back in the 80s, they said that they knew how much oil that we had throughout the whole entire world, and that's the reason why the United States goal was to get oil from other countries. So eventually, once they run out of oil, then they would have to come back to the U.S. for oil, but they keep finding more oil. What is it? A lot of archaeologists have been going back saying that they have to recalibrate the way that they map the timing of all kind of different events. So I don't bear a lot of weight into what these people say, because they all say whatever the hell they want to fulfill their own, their own image, or not image, but
Marcus,
their own viewpoints. Yep.
Let me ask you. So in the article, they said what are the Chinese going to be doing? They're just mining it.
Yes, they gave licensing to a Chinese mining company.
So they, this is a mark on Africa that this continues to happen throughout the entire continent. It doesn't matter.
Which
I'm going to talk to country it is.
I'm going to talk to Google Laythu and see what his take on it is.
Yeah, it really is a mark on them that every single time that something like this happens, or there's a new any kind of new project within the continent of Africa, the Chinese are involved. I mean,
well, Chinese or Russians.
Correct. It's just too much already.
Well, the reason why,
if you know anything about the Chinese, when they do these projects, they don't just send the money, right? It's not like, okay, here's the money, you organize everything, you coordinate everything, you get everything done, right? Here's the date we want it by, here's when we want our repayment date to start, and what have you. No, they send everything, the machines, the support staff, the workers, the masseuses, the cooks, the babysitters. They send everything along with all the materials and all that shit. So the money that can be made for the host country is slim to none. And it's obviously whatever money can be made is only going to go in the hands of those who sit at the top.
Yeah. Well, and I look at it like this, and this is what Google Laythu was telling me. And for those who don't know, please go check out my couple of interviews I've had with Dr. Google Laythu, Hughes out of South Africa. what he said is, yes, you'll see a lot of different deals with China and with Russia. And the reason why is because since they are the next two superpowers behind the US, they're then it's not saying that they're getting the greatest deals, because he's like, yes, it's on us. Well, his words, on us as Africans to start doing better as far as our trade deals and opportunities we work out with these countries. But he said that he would rather his country trying to work out with
Yes,
China and
propaganda
Russia.
right from Beijing, bitch.
He said
But
that he would rather them trying to work out deals with China and Russia, because he's like, what's been going on with them is either they make a good deal or they make a bad deal. With the U.S. is coming in and cooing their leaders and placing in the leader which they want, and they find that by doing a deal with China or Russia is a way to circumvent the possibility of them coming in with coups and stuff. Because now you start trying to cap off some of the people they're doing business deals with. Now you're dealing with international, possible international incident and footings for war when you start messing with China and Russia. They don't care if it's these African nations doing it by themselves. The U.S. will just keep coming in, and the West will just keep coming in and capping off leaders and doing what the hell they want to and stealing the resources.
Because that's essentially what is happening. They're getting the transportation, they're getting the routes, right? They'll have some rights, some access to it, some kind of controlling interest in it. And then now you have this. I mean, at some point you got to start doing shit for yourself, dog. You got to stop always looking outside your fucking borders. It's a shame that in so many of these African countries, their leaders, they tend to like leaders who are in their 70s and 80s. So I guess it doesn't really make them all that much.
Well, you got to remember, is it do they like the leaders, or are these the leaders which are getting foisted upon them?
No, correct. I'm just saying, like, either which way, whenever something goes wrong with them health wise, they run straight to Europe. I mean, is there no place in Africa you can go to get good treatment?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, the shit is weird.
Yeah, China's president in Africa does nothing for the average African person. Sorry, but what it does is it stops the U.S. from coming in and capping the fucking leaders. You're gonna have a little bit harder time to do that. But no, just push any other superpower.
I know.
My thing is, you have literally what's been going on since the last couple hundred years is you've had basically Russia on one side, you've had America on one side, and the whole world has been getting split up into camps. Either you're on this side or you're on that side, or else, if not, it's not like you can just be autonomous and we're going to operate on our own and nobody's going to come in here and take over. And I'm not saying that, I don't even think Russia is the one taking over. What he said Russia gave them plenty of weapons and forgave all kind of debt and all kinds of things. And so just as a counterbalance to the United States coming in and cooing the government, because that's what the U.S. is literally doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've been kept, if you've been kept controlled by the U.S. and Europe,
there we go. I see you.
With no. I mean, and think about it. Which African nation has any kind of military to push back? Are the European powers or America going to allow Africa to actually build up their own military to push back? I mean, are they, Chris?
No, of course not.
And so, without trying to make some kind of ally or alliance, what can they actually do to push back against U.S. or European influence?
Yeah, it's again, at the end of the day, they should be looking to each other. They should be looking within. But there's a lot of deep divisions within, deep down, right? Even at the basement level, there's divisions, and unfortunately, they see more benefit to them doing business with the foreign governments of China or France or what have you than it is to work with each other to try to build each other
And
up. It's fucking
and
nuts.
to respond to this, U.S. doesn't have as big of a military in Africa as the French do. It doesn't matter. They're working to fucking together. It does not matter if it's the U.S. or the French or the British. They're all working together as NATO to push down against Africa. So it doesn't matter if the America does it. It doesn't matter if French do it. It doesn't matter if Canada does it. They all are working in concert together against Africa. That's what they do.
I mean, the French, the French, they do a lot in Africa. They get away with a lot of that bread and cheese bullshit.
Yeah.
We love wine, we're lovers, and all this shit
Yeah.
like that. But at the end of the day, they some dirty, evil, nasty motherfuckers. Just saying, especially as it relates to their business in Africa.
Yeah, China doing business with a nation is not the same as being on the same board, because China is not working with the U.S. in this as far as stomping them down. China is literally on the other side of them. The same with Russia is on. I look at it like this. Would you prefer somebody give you a deal and you know that they're going to, when you deal with them, they're going to try to get over on you as far as making a deal? Or would you prefer the one with the gun? I would take my chances trying to make a deal and, oh shit, they got over on me, than the one who's going to come in with the gun. That's all I'm saying. Because regardless of how anybody else sees it, I guess the belief is that Africa has the power to fight back against Europe. Is that what we're saying here in the chat? Is that what we believe? That Africa has the power to fight back against Europe?
Yeah, they do.
They do? How?
No, I'm
This is what I'm like, how? I want to hear
sarcastic.
how Africa has the ability to fight back against Europe.
Why is Eric Prince doing private security for China? I'm
Because
sure
Eric
because
Prince
the
will
bag is
do
big.
private
and he
business for
sees China as a
anybody.
leader.
They will do business with any damn body. Eric Prince is doing business with
And they'll
Israel
allow
too.
him to do. They'll probably allow him to do things in ways that his home country probably wouldn't allow him to do.
Yeah. When you're a private company, you're working on your own shit. If you're a Merc, you go to the highest bidder. That's just how that
I don't
works.
know,
It doesn't mean that you're working on behalf of yourself. That's what the Foreign Legion is doing over there in Ukraine.
All
Most of
security
those
for
people
China's
don't
Belt
have
and
any.
Road.
They don't have any allegiance to anybody. It's about money. They will go and that's what a Merc will do. They'll fight for anybody for money. Here's what Doom. Here's what, and anybody who's out there with this whole China thing, I don't like any of these nations. I don't think any of these nations are good. China, Russia, Europe, whatever. I don't think any of them are necessarily good. But that's not what this is about. It's about, without finding some kind of ally to help you deal with this asshole over here, you're going to get steamrolled. It's that fucking simple. That fucking simple. And we can't say, well, how do you know that? Well, look at what's happened literally since, let's go 1441, when the Portuguese first went into Africa and first start taking slaves. Europe and America have literally just divided Africa up and picked it apart. And the moment they try to rise up, they have kept it down. There is no military might for Africa to push back. So what the fuck do you do?
Yeah,
It's a reason why in Somalia they have so-called what they call Somali pirates, because their shipping lanes have been basically taken over, and their supply of natural fish, which they had, have been stolen away from them. By who? Who's doing this? It's pretty clear who's doing it. And they don't have the power to stop that either. It's common fucking sense. If Chris, if I know Chris is coming to take my lunch money every single day, and I don't like this other guy over here because he's gonna help me, but he's gonna con me and try to make more money off of me, which do I take? Do I get, you know, my ass kicked and my money taken? Or do I go into a bit of a debt trying to stop this worse asshole? What I'm saying is I've talked to multiple people on the continent of Africa, and they say, you know what? It's up for us to figure out our business dealings. Then that's the whole thing about a business deal. Nobody is coming to the table to automatically say, you know what? I want to just come here benevolently. Nobody does that. People on both sides are trying to get the best deal they can for their side. Nobody's forcing them into a deal with China. Nobody is. They are doing it by their own regards.
It just goes to show like the lack of progress throughout the continent. You know, you may have some places that are a little more ahead than others, but it still shows, you know, they're still way behind. If they're like, well, you know, oh well, the United States and Europe and the Western world is bad, so let's go to China.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like the United States and the Western powers kind of forced them to go to China, right? Because they treated them so bad that they turned over there, and this is not even it's not even a benefit for them really either in dealing with China.
But what I'm saying is, you can sit there and argue for better terms. I'm not saying, are you saying that every single time the Chinese are twisting their arms and getting, you know, the better of them every single time?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're doing deals with Russia. Is Russia twisting their arms too?
Maybe on some level, right? Well, no, you said Russia. Well, no, well, Russia again. It's like, well, they're not them. So, but you know, the terms of these deals aren't you know, the terms of their deals aren't beneficial to the countries either. You know what I'm saying? So they both all
Nobody fucking said Russia was Africa's friend. Business is not about being fucking friends. Jeez Louise. It's not about being friends. Nobody is holding hands in fucking rainbows. Let's grow up here. This is not what this is about. This is not about somebody just bending over and saying, you know what, you've been treated so badly. No nation has to sit there. No nation's preference or priority is about trying to build up the other nation necessarily. No nation is. But at least you come to the table and you make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Making a choice is better than being coerced.
Correct.
Nobody. Are you saying that in Uganda, what they held a gun to their head and told them, yeah, you better use us or else?
Cuba always has been.
And what you said, Thomas, that is not correct at all. If Bolivian and natives can run the U.S. president several times, any nation can. They haven't ran shit out of Bolivia. They haven't. I know that sounds great, but that ain't what happened. They are still extorting that place. Still, till this very day.
That's right, streets. It's a gangster world. Everything is a power play. Take care of you and yours. I say that all the time.
It's a so what Uganda's government, that's the puppet government, is a puppet of China? Is that what we're saying? That China went in and they actually somehow put up that government? And the US did not come in yet and call foul play? Is that what we're saying here? So if Uganda is a common, okay, so who is doing this deal with China then? Is Uganda a commonwealth? Is Uganda is a commonwealth of China? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to follow this logic because it doesn't track. You were literally misread. No, answer this question. If they're a commonwealth, who are they a commonwealth of, and who is allowing them to make of the UK? So the UK is the one who is allowing them to do the business with China. Really? So the UK is the one who says, you know what? Yes, it's in the best interest for them to go with China over the US or over the UK. Come on now, make it make sense. No, I do understand what you're saying, but it is not making sense. You're going to tell me that China, who has basically been in at least this recent year, been looked at as an enemy to the US and to the UK, but yet the UK is getting Uganda to do major deals with them for the next couple of years? Come on. Make this make sense. Why would they allow for a nation which they believe is their enemy to get in on a multi-trillion-dollar deal? Jeez Louise. Okay, no answer. Because you're not explaining how China, well, UK and America are basically on board with the whole with Taiwan and against China going into Taiwan and believe that they're one of the biggest threats. But you're saying that they're allowing their commonwealth to go and do business with the literal enemy. China versus US is not fake at all. And if they are, prove to me how they're fake. Really prove how they're fake. One has the power to possibly in the next decade become the number one hegemony. You really think that that the U.S. is like, yeah, I'm just going to give that over to China, so we can live in a China where we're subservient to China? That's what you believe, that they're going to allow themselves to be subservient to China willingly.
What you reading? What you reading, Marcus?
Whoever Two-Face Confused HQ. That's hilarious. No, I could read the comments and I can understand this. And what it is you don't have to know 300 years of history to be able to see what the hell is actually going on right now.
Which is crazy. But Marcus, look.
Yeah.
I'm at 2:15 to 11. I gotta go.
All right.
Gotta get out of here. I got a long ride.
Alrighty. Yeah, we're gonna end up wrapping this up. I don't know. I'm thinking.
Yo, if you want to do something during the week or tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but if you want to do
I'm
something during the
thinking
week,
Monday, I might do a short live stream.
Okay. If you want to do it Monday early, I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I don't know. I'll let the audience tell me. What should I do? Should I go to Venice Beach and do a live stream out there? Or should I go to the Walk of Fame, go down there and do a live stream and just ask some questions to some people? Curious. What do you guys think in the chat? No, I'm not wrapping up because I'm scared. Not at all.
No.
Chris asked
Please
me.
don't do that.
Asked me
We're not gonna do
before. Chris asked me before we started if we could go 2 hours because he has some engagements he's trying to get to. You guys do remember it's a holiday weekend. Chris got to drive to his baby mama's house, setting up that McDonald's shit straight.
No, not tonight, kid. Not tonight. No, it's a different mission.
Yeah, a whole string. But when you talked about BRICS, U.S., BRICS, and the U.S. and the UK, BRICS is not on the same page with the U.S. and the UK. BRICS is actually against the U.S. and UK. That's not on the same page. That's literally not on the same page. Glory says, if you go to the Walk of Fame, you'll be closer to. Yeah, I know. I've been past the big blue building. I don't know what you doing Monday, Glory. Glory, we can go out there and go interview some people.
I see you, Thomas.
We can go argue it. We can go
no more strays. Did you hear about the long distance runner with the third leg? He was always exactly.
Okay, yeah, sure. Goldman Sachs is a private company. It's not the government. Goldman Sachs, just like Blackwater, does businesses with many nations. Businesses are not the same as nations. Sorry to break that news.
Slow news day tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, that would be 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
What am I talking about? Is
Jones,
just because Goldman Sachs will have business dealings with one nation and another nation and another nation and another nation literally does not have shit to do with the Western powers and BRICS going against each other. That's not the same shit. Yeah, I know they're not a fucking mom and pop store. They do business with damn near every nation around the world. It's about making money for them. They don't care about US. These companies like that don't have allegiance to nations. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it on that note. You're entitled to believe what you believe, even though I know you're wrong. But we'll go ahead and get out of here on that note. You all have a great and safe weekend. Make sure you guys catch Slow News Day in the morning. On that note, guys, all have a good one. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.